Hey guys, it's Ricky with Techbud Solutions. So thank you guys again for joining us for another week of Sunday Stock Talk. So again, for those that are new to this, we kind of just get prepared for the week to come when it comes to day trading. Talk about a couple of our best practices from the week before, and just get us ready in a positive note on what to expect for this upcoming week. So for our group itself, there was a pretty big stock that we used to trade quite often. It was MGT. Got delisted. It's now considered a pink sheet and no longer traded under NASDAQ. So for those that were trading that, I'm actually going to search it up right now as it was MGT. But when they get delisted, um, okay, so it's now MGTI. And it's now traded under the OTC exchange under ticker symbol MGTI. As of October 20th. So, you know, yeah, it's we're most likely going to stay away from that. I pretty much wanted to focus on my best practices for this upcoming week, or from the past weekend. I traded a little bit more conservatively. I was trying momentum trading, and it led to pretty big, mistakes. One of my accounts right now, I'm only trading on um, TD Ameritrade and Fidelity. I usually trade on Robinhood, but I got marked as a day trader, so I'm gonna have to fund my account $25,000 or up to the $25,000 to get remove that day trade limit, and then after I trade a couple days, I believe I have to wait 5 days before I remove the 25,000, um, or up to a certain point to just start all over with the day traders because I got marked as a day trader. I do want to talk about so this doesn't happen to you guys. Um, they don't label it very. I didn't think it was as obvious as the guy that responded to me, or the way he spoke to me. First of all, their tech support was like very rude. And this is for Robinhood. So I reached out to them. I was like, "Hey, look," it said I was marked as a day trader. It was LPCN that I held from Thursday to Friday, and I sold for a profit. And then I bought on Friday and never sold, and was holding for Monday. And because I sold and bought at the same time, they marked that as a day trade. When I thought it was, buy and sell the same shares, that was a day trade. So they don't care, um, if it goes, a sell and a buy or a buy or a sell, even if it's not the same amount of shares, they really don't care. I guess according to this guy, I sent out a last email responding to if there's anything that they can do based on it not being clear. Didn't even respond to my email, so that was kind of upsetting. But I'll just fund that account right now. If you guys didn't see in my social media, I got a new car, so it's been really fun being able to drive it. It's a M3 E92. So I spent the majority of my money with that, and then I just sold, or I got rid of the Mustang. So just gonna wait a couple days before I fund the Robinhood account. So this trading for this upcoming week. I'm not gonna be as active on Robinhood, but I should be a little bit more active on TD Ameritrade and then more active in the group because I know I've been kind of slacking because of me trying to catch up with school. But just really excited. It looks like gold. The gold is one that took a dip. About 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, we took pretty hard with NUGT. Um, it looks like it's picking up, and one of our traders actually kind of just let everyone know about that. So I want to make sure that we understand that every different every different commodity has, and like oil or technology has its it's a roller coaster. It has its when it goes down and when it comes back up. Um, but it's really exciting being able to see like um, for a certain stock that we were trading, I believe it was NUGT. So I'm gonna touch on that one right now. Yeah, I hit lows of 1220, and when I hit lows of 1220, I was gonna shout that one out. Um, just because I was like, hey, look, it's hitting a certain safety net. So if we go at like a 10-day, that was a certain safety net that I felt comfortable with buying based on a 10-day graph. But I was like, look, based on the election, if they say anything about the economy that has to do with gold, I feel like it's going to take a big dip. It sounds like, Trump actually said something to kind of promote growth when it comes to gold, which led to a spike from like 1220 to 1360, and then it came back down. So, you know, um, that was a pretty big, spike. Wasn't, the full, or it was a full 10% profit within that day of trading. But it looks like gold is picking up overall. Um, I really, I'm sorry. Um, it's been really hard for me this week, keep up with everything because of, I know like how much. I don't want to say you guys rely on me, but you guys have been doing an amazing job on keeping the group together and keeping the excitement jets and always putting in just his trades and just that conversation that continues to go within the group. Our group continues to grow and grow more every day. I keep getting more requests, but I've been slacking. I really don't want you guys to think that like I'm losing hope in the group or at all like just losing sight of what I feel like Techbud is a very powerful way that we can help one another out when it comes to investing in the stock market, but as well as in different markets. And I want to make sure that we don't lose sight of that. And if there's anything that I can do or anything that I can do better, I want you guys to let me know. I mean, because I am doing this for you guys. Um, and if there's something that you think I can implement within the group itself that would make it an overall better experience, then I want to know because I want to do that for you guys. I just want to thank you guys again. Um, we've been growing at least like per week, which is great. Um, we don't do any outsourced marketing. It's really just like, watching videos and people, asking to join and stuff. So it's been really fun. I really do enjoy, um, being able to have someone to speak to, being able to have someone to communicate with, kind of branch off each other's ideas, and it kind of keeps me on track with all my goals. And I hope it does the same. I do want to let you guys know when you guys message me. I've been getting like random messages by different. There's nothing wrong with it at all, um, but with by different just people that ask me that they want to do essentially what I do, and that I mean I don't know. I just I think that's a very kind of just it's kind of just like asking for help, but you're not really giving any. Like I'm here to help you guys out when you guys have your own ideas and you guys are willing to put forth the effort. But I'm not here to you know kind of just like I'm not at the point where I can just be like, look, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna get you out of like a rough patch. Like I want to help you guys out. There's different members that come out with like different business plans. They shoot them at me. I do read them. I just haven't been able to get back to all of you guys. But that's what I want to help out. That's what I want to do. I feel like those that just see a certain form of I still don't consider myself successful. Um, but when they see a certain form of like of possible success, they kind of just want to jump on it, but they're not willing to put forth the effort. And I think the whole process of from point A to point B on being successful, that's what really makes someone successful because you learn from your mistakes and you overcome any hesitations. I'm here to minimize your mistakes based on my experiences and based on my knowledge and kind of the connections that I have that can possibly help you or make it a little bit easier for you. I'm definitely not here just to be like, look, this is what I do. I'm just not at that point in my life where I don't know if anyone will ever be. That's why you see, multiple, millionaires and billionaires, and they're like, look, they're willing to share everything, except, they're not gonna they can kind of give you a rough estimate of what it is that they do, but they usually tell you to don't contact them when it comes to anything about business, just because you get a lot of people that kind of just ask for help but aren't willing to put forth the effort. And that's what I kind of want to filter out. I want to make sure that the people that are joining the group are people that it's a networking group, and we branch off ideas to one another, and that's what helps us grow. Um, I really believe that knowledge is a key piece of why this group is so successful, because we each put, our own different, points of views when it comes to knowledge or when it comes to an idea. And that's what creates, this overall positive environment when it comes to, trading, when it comes to about cars, or when it comes to about investing in real estate or in cars itself. Um, but just imagine, like every time that we're talking about something, be like, hey, look, I want next time you trade to tell me what to trade, because, I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to tell you to trade anything. I'm here to teach you on what to look for, and that's it. And with that, you can learn yourself, and then you can put your own, 2 cents when it comes to what it is that's helped you, what to look for, and then get people to kind of branch off of that. And that's what I really want you guys to understand. You guys have been doing such a great job. There's Yeah, I mean, everyone in this group, I've seen you guys from, not knowing anything when it comes to trading. I do want to give a huge shout out to Cyrus, who, fiddled around with penny stocks. He's a guy I met up with like 2, 3 weeks ago. He's actually a student at ASU Polytechnic as well, and he's been sticking with it. His vocabulary when it comes to trading has just um, I don't know, just has gotten so much better when it comes to understanding what it is that trading is about. He's learned from his mistakes, and then he shares his best practices. And that's the whole piece of TechBuds. I want it to be a place that we share our best practices, we share our knowledge, and then we also share, our losses, and we share our mistakes, and then we do that in effort to kind of provide a better environment for those newcomers that are to come, can learn from that, and that can kind of branch off of that to minimize their loss, and again lead them to success with their own hard work. And I want to make sure you guys, I make that clear. I'm not, again, a trained broker or lender. I'm here just to share or give you guys my 2 cents and what's helped me out when it comes to trading. I have very realistic goals. I've been doing this, in a sense, for a while, that I have understood, in the long run what I'm looking for. Again, not a get rich quick scheme. If I make, no matter how much it is that I'm trading, $50, $500, $1,000, whatever I make, it's just money that in the long run I feel um, I can use for something so much greater. And it's been able to, expand or open so many doors, because now I get to speak to all of you guys and we get to grow together. Um, so again, even in those hard days, like, you guys need to understand that, $50 a day, 5 days a week for the next 4 weeks, a month, is essentially $1,000. And that's sometimes more than what people make in a normal job. And, you can make that, hopefully, trading with a $500 account, hitting 10%, making that within a day, very realistic. Um, Now that I'm getting more into that, I don't want to say larger account, but, my at-risk account being at 2,500, $250 to $300, or even, $150 a day. It's extra money, on average around 4 to 5 thousand I can use, and for different investments. And you guys need to create a plan. You guys, send me those plans, and let me know. I feel the more that you reach out to people, the more that you share your ideas, the more likely you are for them to become, realistic. I know as a kid, I would keep, we have a bunch of ideas, and I'd write them all out, and that would usually be it. But I felt that it was the most beneficial for myself when I started sharing it with my friends, when I started sharing it with my parents, and they gave me their 2 cents, and they told me, why it would work, why it wouldn't work, or how I could improve it. And with that, it kind of, why not give it a shot? Why not, for me, create a tech debt company at age 14 and try to do what I can with it. And it's led to, or exposed me to, new opportunity, and opened so many new doors that if I didn't do that at age 14, where would I be today? I could have been living, such a more modest life, or a more normal life. Right? I mean, my life is pretty normal, but at age 21, being able to have currently, thanks to God, to invest in properties, a GTR, an M3, and just a group that I can kind of reach out to, and that can. I just know that you guys are always there for me. You guys are always there, willing to support me and give me, your input on any ideas that I have. Um, and I've been able to open so many more doors for myself and for other people, and now I'm able to help other people potentially succeed in their careers and in their life from all different sorts of ages and backgrounds, and that's amazing. So I'm just really excited. I don't want to lose faith in this group, and although we're not a huge group, sitting right a little bit under 500 members, um, yeah, that's huge to me. But realistically, for those huge accounts, thousands and thousands of members, I feel like this is a more bonded community. This is where we can stay a little bit more connected and have our fundamentals a little bit more grounded. Um, that's what I like, and obviously, we can continue growing, but that's why I think I need to create subgroups within, Techbuds, because now it's getting to the point where I can't reach out to everyone. And again, still trying to work on that, just trying to find the right, just engineers for the website. Spent about 15 minutes talking about that. Now let's get to a little bit of trading. There's going to be, I want to focus on 5 stocks. Again, what I want you guys to focus on is what it is that I'm looking at or looking for when it comes to trading, as well as these are stocks that I've traded quite often, so I'm pretty familiar with, so I tend to know the character of them in a sense of how they react to just volume and where they tend to bounce at. So the first one that I want to look at is LPCN. I always talk about LPCN. I think I trade LPCN about like once a week. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Just let me make sure that I have everything set. And again, for those that don't know, the link's going to be provided down below where you can join this group for free on Facebook. And then with that, you can reach out to me and ask to join the GroupMe, which is where we actively, talk about what it is that we're trading. And that's mainly where we communicate with one another. Facebook is kind of just what keeps us, like up to date with new videos and stuff like that. So, sounds like my roommates are home. Yeah. He has a BMW M5 and he thinks it's like the coolest thing. It's pretty cool. I'm pulling up the chat right now. I'm gonna put on my headphones just in case it gets too loud. Give me one quick second, guys. I apologize. Alrighty, guys. All right, I'm really sorry about that. So that's Joel. He's one of my roommates. And then that's Phil. He's the other roommate. And then that's Sergio. He's another roommate. And then that's our buddy. So let's get back into it. So hopefully you guys can hear me right now. All right, everything seems good. I'm, again, really sorry about that. That usually does not happen. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to start. Entire screen share. All right. Alrighty, so this is again Fidelity, the brokerage company that I use um, for my technical analysis. So usually, as you guys can see on a 3-month basis, um, let it load. It's really slow. And then one of my buddies that watches my videos, he actually told me if I can be a little bit more excited when it comes to, talking about this because I'm very monotone. So let me know. Just message me out if you guys have any of my social media applications. So pretty much for LPCN itself, it usually has a pretty strong safety at 325. The scary thing is that it actually went a little bit below that this week. So it could actually, continue dropping. If we go a little bit farther, this thing had a gap to fill. And I thought, it was heading there. It had a huge spike and it almost broke it. And it had, the old, safety net. So this is the old safety at $6, became new resistance, as you can see right there. But now it has an overall safety, as you guys can see right here, around 320. Right now, sitting at around 319. What we're expected is, you can't predict essentially where the stock is going to be, but you can prepare for success. And that's essentially what we did when we gapped from 413 to almost 590, almost breaking $6. And with that day alone, I made $915 in like 5 minutes, just being able to, again, shooting for 10%, but setting yourself up for success. So right now, until I see that upward momentum, I'd say kind of stay away from LPCN, but set your alerts because when the volume picks up, overall, the safety for LPCN is at around 254 when it had that huge drop. So as long as we see that it stays above $3, then we should be good. Once it drops below $3, then most likely it's going to continue dropping down and most likely bounce around 254 in efforts of coming back up and then filling in this gap. So that's pretty much it. That's, again, what I'd like to say about LPCN. Definitely, I do see a lot of potential, as we can see, like one of our traders said, that, usual or the textbook teacup or the handle and then the cup. So that's pretty much what we're going to be expecting, as in, this being the handle, seeing maybe a little bit of a drop and then coming back up. So just, again, setting ourselves up for success. So the other one that I want to talk about that I told the group about is Rex. Rex almost hitting a 52-week low, so just let my system load. This is a 3-month analysis. Overall, within the past month, has had a low of 45, again, sitting at 48. So from 48 to 45, that's still more than I'd like to lose. Just watch for the bounce if you can get anything, and you see that upward momentum from 45 bouncing back up. Once it did have that bounce, was trading and hit and stayed above, 60 cents. But again, it tends to do this quite often. So if you look at year to date, it's continuously, spikes up. But again, overall within the past year, holds pretty well. Has been, steadily almost getting closer to the 45-cent point and stays a little bit lower this time, but definitely does have potential from hitting the 45, to 60, 45 to 60, as it has done so in the past. It's just doing it a little bit more often, so just, again, be aware of that. So going a little bit more into it. Right now, kind of flattening out. Volume isn't really there. But just, again, set your alerts when that volume picks up, or if right now it's trading around 48 cents, you can set your alerts when it goes above 50 in efforts to catch it when the volume is good, from 50 to 55, locking in your 10%. So that's mainly what I'm going to be looking out for when it comes to Rex. And then let me go ahead and all right. All right, so for Gale itself, this one had a safety at 265, obviously broke that this week. Has continuously been dropping within the past year. As you can see, it has that huge gap to fill. Most likely around that 60 cents is what would send the stock spiking. But again, setting yourself up for success. So being able to understand where the safety nets and resistance levels are. Since it's a smaller penny stock, your 10% potential would be around 2 cents. So it looks like it's kind of flattening out around 25 cents. So expect either a big spike or a big drop. Yeah, big drop, I wouldn't say huge, but definitely more than 10%. But make sure you set yourself up for success when it comes to only buying in when you see that upward momentum or that volume spike, as yield tends to do good when the volume is good. And then let's go ahead and get into for those that don't have Robinhood. So I'm gonna those that don't trade with Robinhood quite often, this one's one that's been quite profitable, at least for myself. It used to trade within the past month. Something happened, got delisted, came back down, pretty much was holding above 15 cents, and past week from 50 to above. So overall, percent trading around the 50 to 60%, and it just looks like it's been having a momentum last week. So for those with a fidelity or just anything that's not Robinhood or a little bit more of a conservative brokerage company, try to see if you can get into line Q, or just try to find good points as in trying to bounce on the safety nets and resistance levels. So if we do a little 5-day analysis, pretty much what we look for is the bounce, right? And when you tend to see that bounce is when it starts to flatten out like this. And then volume is what either sends it going up or down. See this? You can determine, where your high points and low points are at. Right now it's kind of in the middle. So, doing a technical analysis within a 5-day period, you see that a better place to be buying in is around 16 cents and a high point would be around 27 cents. And then you can break them down to different levels, being able to understand where the safety nets and resistance levels are at. So overall, there's a resistance right there, and then there's a resistance right there. So, 3 different levels of trading when it comes to trading in line Q at the current moment. Better buying area is around 16 cents, and then you can start selling at these high points or these resistance levels as they tend to come back down when they hit those points. Again, hitting 18, coming down, hitting 18, coming back down, breaking it, hitting around 22, coming back down, and then hitting 22 and come back down. Just trade according to these safety nets and resistance levels. But I don't want to get too much into that, as this week I'm not doing so much of what to look for. But again, reach out to me. I'll try to be a little bit more active this week. You guys can message directly about safety nets and resistance points and what a better buying area is. And I'll try to make a video for you. So I'll make it short, send it out to you like via email. And I'd like to get a little bit more, personal when it comes to that, as in like being able to communicate with one another when it comes to those different parts, because I know like when it comes to trading, it is really hard to be able to find a good way or a good source of other than reading books, right? Just someone to look out or reach out to, but be open to calling your Fidelity rep, kind of ask for their input on what to look for. And that's essentially how it all starts out. What really is like how I started at, I continuously get on these calls with them, tell them, why this was a bad call or what they thought. And some of them are day traders, some of them are not, but they're all licensed brokers that can kind of assist you become a better trader. And we are right at that 9:30 mark. So again, thank you guys again for joining us. If you guys have any questions, links will be provided down below. I will try to get to all the people that have been trying to join the group. I believe I have like 35 people that I have asked to join, and I haven't gotten back to you guys, and I'm like stacked on emails that I have not responded to, and I really do apologize. This semester has been killing me. It is my senior year, so hopefully I can be done, and this can be my last year at ASU. But yeah, just overall really excited. Want to start the week off on a green note. And again, it's not about trading every day. Don't even worry about that. It's about trading when the price is right and buying at those good points. And if they're not in your, safety nets and you do not understand why it's a good buy, then don't buy. You're not here to prove yourself to anyone. You're here to learn in the long run. So if you can start making $1,000 now with a $1,000 account, that's great. Think about like in the long term, think of it like as a job. As you start to grow your account and you start to trade with a larger risk account within, 10 years, let's say,
That's very realistic. Shooting with $10,000, hitting $1,000 profit every day. You'd be looking at 300, not 360, but 5 times 52 weeks, about $260,000 a year, which is more than you'd ever make, in a blue collar or a normal white collar job. So again, keep it realistic, set your goals, and don't give up. So link again provided down below. You guys can email me if you guys have any questions. Thank you guys again. We're gonna have a lot of nice content when it comes to cars as well, coming up hopefully this week, or if not next week. Hope you guys had a good weekend. Stay safe, and let's start tomorrow on a great note. Take care.